She was just another gate guard checking IDs at Camp Pendleton. Nobody paid attention to Private Sophia Chun until the most decorated SEAL commander on base stepped out of his vehicle and did something that hadn't happened in 20 years. Something that made every Marine within sight freeze in shock. Private First Class Sophia Chun adjusted her patrol cap against the California morning sun. Camp Pendleton buzzed with activity. Supply trucks rumbling, Marines jogging in formation, vehicles streaming toward the main gate where she stood post. To most soldiers, gate duty was pure monotony. Check IDs, wave cars through, repeat. But Sophia didn't see it that way. For her, the gate represented responsibility, the first line of defense. "Next vehicle," she called, stepping forward as a pickup truck rolled into position. The driver handed over his ID. She scanned it with practiced precision, confirmed access, and returned it with a crisp nod. "You're good to go, sir." The August humidity clung to her uniform. She resisted the urge to wipe her brow. Discipline, she reminded herself, even in discomfort, maintained bearing. Nearby Marines weren't as rigid. She caught snippets of their conversation. Jokes about last night's bar crawl, complaints about their shift. Sophia ignored them. She'd learned that focus was everything. Hours passed. The sun climbed higher, baking the pavement. Her throat was dry, but she remained rooted in place. She thought of her father, a retired Army sergeant who'd told her, "Respect is built when no one is watching." Before we continue, please comment below where you're watching from and don't forget to subscribe to the She Force Tales channel. It began with a black SUV appearing at the end of the line, its tinted windows reflecting harsh sunlight. Something about its presence cut through the monotony. The Marines nearby suddenly straightened, their casual conversation dying. Sophia's instincts sharpened. She tracked the SUV as it rolled closer. Whoever was inside mattered. The SUV pulled up. The driver's window glided down, revealing a man in his 40s with steel-gray eyes that radiated quiet authority. His uniform was immaculate, the ribbons on his chest a silent record of battles fought. He extended his ID card. "Commander Blake Torres," the text read. Sophia's stomach flipped. She knew the name. Torres wasn't just another officer. He was the commander, a decorated Navy SEAL whose exploits circulated in hushed tones around base. Sophia examined the ID carefully, scanning holograms, checking expiration date, matching photo to face. Protocol first, she reminded herself. No matter who sits in that seat, procedure is procedure. When she returned the card, she did so with crisp precision. "Thank you, sir." Torres didn't immediately drive on. Instead, his eyes lingered on her, studying her posture, her unwavering tone, the way she'd refused to let nerves compromise professionalism. Behind her, Marines shifted uneasily, as if bracing for something unusual. The SUV door opened. Torres stepped out, boots hitting pavement with solid authority. The movement sent a ripple through the checkpoint. Marines fell silent. Even the flow of vehicles seemed to pause. Commander Blake Torres walked straight toward her, boots striking pavement with authority that silenced the checkpoint. Every sound faded. The hum of engines, chatter of Marines, even cicadas in nearby trees. "Sir," Sophia said cautiously, voice steady despite the thundering in her chest. Torres stopped directly in front of her. His eyes held hers for a long moment, measuring her. Then, with a motion that stunned every soldier within sight, he lifted his hand and rendered a crisp salute. Sophia froze. A commander, a decorated SEAL officer, was saluting her. A 21-year-old private standing post at the gate. Her body reacted before her mind caught up. She snapped into position, returning the salute with flawless precision. The air seemed to shiver. Marines along the checkpoint stiffened, eyes widening. The salute lingered. Not casual, not token, but deliberate acknowledgement. Torres finally lowered his hand, gave her the smallest nod, then turned back toward his vehicle. He climbed in, and the SUV pulled forward through the gate. The silence broke like glass. "Holy hell," one Marine muttered. "Did that just happen?" "I've been here 8 years," another said, shaking his head. "Never seen that before." Sophia kept her eyes forward, refusing to let composure crack. But inside, thoughts swirled like a storm. Later that day, whispers spread across base. By evening, the story had taken on life of its own. In the chow hall, Soldiers leaned over their trays. You hear about the gate? Yeah. Torres saluted a private first class. The rumor spread beyond her control. Sophia felt eyes following her through corridors. She hated the attention, hated the spotlight. The next morning, she was summoned. Staff Sergeant Williams stood with arms crossed as she entered his office. Private Chun, he said flatly, Commander Torres has requested you. Personally, for temporary detail. Sophia blinked. Requested me, Sergeant. You'll report to Building 7 at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Building 7, the restricted compound where SEAL teams operated. That night, sleep evaded her. Why her? She wasn't exceptional. All she had was discipline. Showing up, standing tall, following protocol when others let their posture slack. The morning air carried salt from the harbor as Sophia marched toward Building 7. Inside, fluorescent lights hummed faintly. She passed closed doors marked restricted access. She reached a waiting room. After what felt like an hour, a door opened. Private Chun, a lieutenant, called. Sophia followed him into an office radiating quiet power. Commander Torres stood behind a desk. Do you know why you're here? He asked. No, sir, she admitted. I watched you yesterday. Most privates treat gate duty like punishment. They slouch. They cut corners. You didn't. Sophia swallowed. It's my post, sir. I take it seriously. That's why I saluted. Respect isn't given by rank. It's earned in how you carry yourself when no one's watching. Sophia's chest tightened. Torres leaned forward. But a salute is only a beginning. I want to see if discipline at a gate carries into harder places. You'll assist my staff. But don't misunderstand, this isn't busy work. Mistakes here cost lives. The next days blurred into controlled chaos. Sophia was assigned to a desk outside the operations wing, where officers strode past with files, radios crackled with coded chatter, and whiteboards filled with cryptic mission outlines. Her tasks seemed simple. Log entries, update schedules, deliver briefings. Yet she quickly realized the stakes behind each page. One wrong digit could scramble an operation. She worked with painstaking care, attention laser-focused. Torres rarely addressed her directly, but she felt his presence constantly. One evening, sorting reports, she spotted an inconsistency. A mission time listed as 2,300 hours in one briefing, 2 o'clock in another. She approached Torres' office. Sir, she said, holding out the file. There's a discrepancy in mission timing. Torres took the papers, scanned them, then looked back at her. You caught this? Yes, sir. He leaned back. Then, to her shock, the corner of his mouth curved slightly. Good eye. By week's end, whispers spread like wildfire. Everyone had heard. The commander saluted her first. You're trending, her roommate Martinez teased, showing her group chat memes. Sophia groaned. This is ridiculous. 2 days later, Williams called her into his office. You've been on Torres detail a week now, he said. Listen carefully. You're walking a fine line. The commander sees something in you. But the rest of the base, they don't like it. What should I do? Do your job. Do it better than anyone else. That's the only way through. In Building 7, officers who once passed her with indifference now watched more closely. She responded with perfection. Reports were triple-checked, memos delivered ahead of schedule, posture unyielding. One afternoon, delivering a briefing folder to Torres' office, she found him alone, leaning over a map scattered with red markers. On time, he said simply, taking the folder. She hesitated at the door. Sir, may I ask something? Go ahead. Why me? She asked softly. Torres studied her for a long moment, then set the folder aside. Because discipline is rare. Anyone can shine when stakes are high, but only a few stand tall when no one's watching. You did. Sophia's throat tightened. Don't waste it, Torres said. Over time, the pattern repeated. Small details crossed her desk, each one a hidden test. A flight manifest missing a name. A supply request with mismatched codes. Each time, Sophia caught it, corrected it, or flagged it. One evening, organizing files, Torres approached her desk. You know why these small things matter? He asked. Because small mistakes lead to bigger ones, sir. Torres shook his head slightly. Because lives ride on them. A mistyped coordinate isn't just ink on a page. It's a helicopter landing in the wrong valley. Discipline in detail is discipline in battle. Sophia's throat tightened. Yes, sir. Word of Sophia's growing role continued spreading. But she also noticed something else, Younger soldiers looked at her differently. Not with envy, but with hope. One late night, organizing files, Torres stepped out of his office. "You're still here," he said. "Yes, sir. Come in." She followed him into his office. Torres leaned against his desk, arms folded. "Do you know why I saluted you that day at the gate?" he asked. Sophia blinked. "No, sir. I've wondered. Most people think respect comes from rank. They're wrong. Rank is assignment. Respect is earned in moments when no one's looking." He paused. "You stood at that gate with more discipline than I've seen from men twice your age and rank. You weren't performing. You just did the job with precision because it mattered." Sophia swallowed hard. "Thank you, sir." Torres began pacing slowly. "Do you know how many times I've seen good men die because of one careless mistake? A digit swapped in coordinates. Tiny things. And then suddenly you've got a team waiting for supply drop that never comes." His voice was calm, but Sophia felt fury underneath. Discipline isn't about shining boots. Discipline is about knowing that every detail could mean life or death for someone else. Sophia nodded chest tight. "Sir," she said carefully, "why tell me this? Because you already understand it. You proved it at that gate, and you've proven it every day since. My job is to sharpen that instinct in you." Sophia straightened. "Sir, do you regret it? Saluting me, I mean." Torres gave a faint smile. "No, but made things harder for you. People will doubt you. Some will root for you to fail. You'll have to be twice as sharp." Sophia straightened in her chair. "Then I'll be twice as sharp." For the first time, Torres' smile deepened. "Good." The next days felt different. Sophia moved through duties with new clarity. She no longer saw files as paper, but as veins of a living system. Though whispers hadn't vanished, they no longer cut as deep. She overheard one lieutenant scoff. "She's just a gate girl." Sophia kept walking head high. If they wanted her to prove herself, she would. Morning light filtered through barracks windows as Sophia laced her boots. At the operations wing, younger privates often lingered near her desk. One morning, a recruit named Patel hesitated at her cubicle. "Private Chun," he stammered. "I heard you were the one Torres saluted." Sophia looked up. "Yes," she said simply. "Wow. I mean, that's..." "Respect isn't given by rank," Sophia said. "It's earned by how you carry yourself when no one's looking." That's all it was. Patel nodded slowly. "I guess I've been slacking at the gate myself." "Then start today," Sophia said. "Discipline is cumulative. It builds over time." He left with newfound determination. Sophia realized she had just passed on Torres' lesson. One afternoon, a critical situation emerged. A last-minute personnel change threatened to derail an operational briefing. Staffers scrambled, muttering curses. Sophia took a deep breath, pulling out her checklist. She moved quickly, reallocating rooms, adjusting schedules, notifying officers. By the time Torres arrived, every detail was aligned. Torres entered, noting the calm efficiency. His eyes found hers briefly before he nodded. That evening, Torres approached her desk. "Private Chun," he said quietly. "Yes, sir. I've noticed how other soldiers are looking at you now. Some with respect, some with skepticism, some with resentment." "Yes, sir." "Good. If you can survive that, you can survive anything. Leadership isn't about rank or medals. It's about influence, and influence is earned through action." Sophia nodded, absorbing the lesson. The end of the week brought quiet pride. A recruit approached her at shift's end. "Private Chun," he said. "Thank you. I've been slacking, and seeing how you do this, I think I get it now." Sophia smiled faintly. "Then start now. Not for me, not for him, but for yourself." The young recruit nodded, leaving with determination. Sophia understood that leadership wasn't about rank or recognition. It was about influence, the quiet, consistent shaping of those around you. Weeks later, Sophia stood in a conference room lined with officers and senior staff. Torres stepped forward. "This is Private First Class Sophia Chun," he announced. "During her time on my detail, she has demonstrated exceptional discipline, precision, and unwavering composure. I am here to formally recognize her performance." Staff Sergeant Williams stepped forward. "Private Chun, you've set the standard for privates on this base. Today, we recognize you with the Commanding Officer's Commendation for exceptional duty." Sophia accepted the commendation with a small bow, salute crisp. She didn't feel superior. She felt accountable. That evening, returning to the gate for a final shift, Sophia reflected on the journey. She had started as a private assigned to the gate, overlooked and underestimated. But her discipline had earned respect from the most formidable SEAL commander on base. The salute at the gate had been a spark. The tests in Building 7 had been fire. And now the commendation was solid ground she stood on. She was no longer just Sophia Chun, a private at the gate. She was a soldier, a model, a force quietly shaping her world. And in that quiet strength, she found something more profound than recognition. She found purpose,